God, I had no sleep. It's too fucking hot for sleeves. Hey everybody, welcome back to Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jack and Later still like Jackson. And this is another, we're gonna go grill down by the pool. You know, sun's out, comes out. Got a little sunburn the other day. I'm trying to even it out into a tan. It ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna peel like that. But in the summertime, it's Texas, and I went to the Asian food market and I got some pork belly, which is great. It's a lot thinner than I'm used to, so it's like an uncured bacon is what we're gonna do it. But I learned how to cook it on the grill because of hurricanes, man, and you just had to cook everything on the grill for a few weeks. So I'm going to pass that on to you, and it's going to be a little different. It might be a little different. I loved it. My buddy Andy loved it. His kids, his stepkids, not so much, because they're not a fan of apricots that aren't dried. Before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, ring the little bell. We'll get notifications when we do these on Tuesdays or Fridays, or as close as possible as we can to those two. You know, so there's a link down the doobly-doo for our merch. You can look at that down there. We got like fake hands and pot holders and spoons and spatulas and all kind of stuff. Like, this is our fake hand. This is, use the fake hand. I look like a bad, like, fighting guy from the 90s arcade. Whatever. Links down the doobly-doo, shameless plug over, and let's just get into it. I don't know how to turn this off. So I'll use this hand. It's a super simple thing. You're going to need some of this pork belly. You can get it just about any place. I picked it up at the Ranch 99. You're going to need some of these skewers. Soak them in water or they're going to burn. I'm using some of the bourbon molasses, but any kind of seasoning you want to use, even salt and pepper, and some fresh apricots here. You can get the dried stuff, but I'm not a fan of that stuff. So, yeah. First off, wash your fruit. Like always, clean your fruit and veg. All right, now that you're nice and clean, you're going to slice these. Now, for the poundage that I had, I expected them to be a little thicker, so I expected my pork bellies to take up a little more room. So go ahead and slice these. Only 2 or 3 should be fine for what you're going to do. Be sure to pull the pits. Be careful. Like I said, just cut the edges and then split the middle and pull the pit out, right? Once you get those done. Now, again, I expect this to not be as stringy as this is. It looked a lot thicker in the package, but I learned how to do this doing, like, bacon and stuff. So get one of your skewers. Now it's nice and wet. Let it soak for about 20 minutes or it will catch fire in your grill or whatever. And then just wiggle this skewer through the meat, in, out, like you're weaving it. Now, if you got a lot of people, you can do 1 or 2 pieces of bacon or the pork belly per skewer, and it cooks a little even there. But if you got less people or you're just wanting to take up less steaks or whatever you're going to do, go ahead and you can put 2 or 3 pieces of this on here. Don't want to fold it up too much. You don't want it just compacted on itself, but you know it cooks pretty well that way. So a couple of pieces or 1 pieces and get you a decent sized piece of whatever fruit you're using. I'm using the apricot stuff because I like a grilled apricot. Once you get those down, now you can cook it on top of aluminum foil. I use it as a transfer thing. Originally, I was going to cook it because I don't want my pork belly too crispy, and I was expecting it to be thicker, but it's thinner, so I just went ahead and put this on here. So once you got it on your plate or whatever you're transferring it on, or your aluminum foil, just for ease of cleanup, you want to hit it pretty heavy with whatever seasoning it is, because it's pork belly, because it's bacon, it's going to be greasy, and a lot of grease is going to come off of there. That tends to wash away a lot of the seasoning, so you try to just overdo it. You can sprinkle it later while it's cooking or when it's done, and that works a lot better. But I put it on here, just kind of wrap it up, and then put it on a plate to carry it outside, keep the bugs and the heat off of it. I don't want the Texas sun cooking it before I'm ready to put it on the grill. So just kind of wrap this up, and let's go out to the grill. That's all we need. Like, we're ready to go. So once you get out here, you want to put it at like low. You don't want this really high. It'll cook way too fast and it'll burn. You want to clean it, especially if you're using a public one. If not, you're fine. Like I said, turn it on low. When mine's on low, it puts the heat at the back. So later when we're flipping it, I'll get back to that. So take this, and I want to put them lengthways across the grill here, so you don't risk them falling wholly into the fire whenever. It's just safer that way. Or you can put your aluminum foil if you're really worried about it falling in there. So I put them across here. I just put the handles in the middle for some reason. I thought it just looked aesthetically pleasing. That's the cauliflower in the back from a few weeks ago, if you remember that. So once you've cooked it for about 6 to 8 minutes, go ahead and pick it up and flip it over, okay? If it's getting hotter in the back, because again it's on low, so the fire's in the back and not in the front. It's close, but it doesn't cooks faster in the back. Take your ones that are in the front, move them back and forth, right? You just want to alternate them. If they're in the back, put them in the front, put them in the back. But put them in there. You want to do about 6 to 8 minutes per side, depending on how crispy you want these. Sorry, I thought I had video of me pulling these off when they were done, but this is what they look like. I put these in here for right about 7.5 minutes per side. I don't like mine crunchy, burnt, that kind of stuff, so it's a little bit of a chew to it, but just maybe a crunchy or crispy edge to them. So, like I said, in between 6 and 8, it depends on the weather and your altitude on how long this is going to take to cook. Like I said, down here with it on low, about 16, 17 minutes total to get this all cooked. But this worked out really well. Again, this works with bacon. It doesn't have to be the uncured pork belly stuff. I was really expecting a lot thicker, so the cook time is going to be a lot longer. If you're using thicker cuts, it takes longer. You can always check, take a thermometer and check your temperature. But this was super simple. It's a way, if you got to cook bacon and you don't have a skillet or anything, or you're over a campfire, this is an easy way to do it. Skewers are always the easiest way to do that. I don't know if I would use this much for meal prep, because you'd have to reheat it and it'd spatter all over the place. But this turned out really well. It's one of those experimental things. I picked it up somewhere else and somebody told me how to do it. So I love going to like Ranch 99 or any of the Asian markets or whatever and getting some cool meat cuts like that you don't normally get at normal store. So yeah, check it out, man. Let me know. So there you have it. Check that out. That turned out really well. I very much enjoyed it, but I can see how the apricot and the other stuff could be kind of a turn on. If you do it differently, you want to see us do it differently, let me know, man. I will revisit it. Put it down in the comments. That's what they're there for. You can also find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon. We're on all those at Live Between Paychecks Kitchen. You can also find us on Instagram at Live Between, and short it down over there. You can find me on all of those, as well as Twitter and TikTok. I'm on all of those. Do little stuff over there and a lot of my geek stuff just across the board, especially on like Instagram. It's mostly my miniature painting. That's the thing. I will see y'all next time. Enjoy the food. I hope you like it. And if not, well, you can let me know and then not eat it again, and then you don't have to complain. I know I'm yelling over the AC, but it's hot outside. So, yeah, I'm just suffering through it and having to scream over the thing. I will see y'all next time. Y'all be safe, all right? Love rambling for me, fat kid.